We are now on our way to Sinjar mountain where the Yazidis are living. We can see from the car window that many villages have been destroyed and abandoned. It isn't difficult to imagine just what happened there. A memorial place marking those killed and writings on the wall. A reminder of the brutal massacre in Sinjar. 2,000 Yazidi families are living at this tent camp. Creator Suleiman and his neighbors are spending their third winter here.
We need help from the government. Most of the tents here are torn apart. When it rains, the water comes in and runs all over on the ground. And we have no electricity as the generators broke down and need to be fixed. Who is going to help us? Only God will help us.
Suleiman says his tent has a hose and cannot keep the warmth inside. But what worries his daughter-in-law most is her child's worsening health.
My daughter is very sick and it requires special treatment. She's paralyzed and can only sit and lie on one side. I have to travel a long distance to take her to the nearest hospital in Dohuk. For each time, I don't have the money to pay for the transportation. Doctors told me she's already late for treatment.
Females in the family are preparing food for a religious occasion. Despite lacking basic services, they are among the lucky ones. On August 3, 2014, ISIL fighters launched an attack on the Yazidis. A survey by PLOS Medicine Journal shows about 3,100 were killed, with more than half shot, beheaded or burned alive, and about 6,800 kidnapped to become sex slaves or fighters. In June 2016, the UN formally recognized the killing as genocide. Ever since the massacre in August 2014, the Yazidis have been living on these Sinjar mountains and living inside the temporary tents like that. Life has been hard for them, but they're still hoping for a change. Ibrahim is the coordinator of the displaced Yazidi community at Mount Sinjar. He says for centuries they have been willfully mistreated for their religion, and it's unfair for peace-loving believers to go through over 70 genocidal massacres.
We do not feel safe at all, as we have big problems with the government. We don't have a name nor identity in the Constitution. We can't get our papers unless we change the Yazidi identity. Many of our neighbors and forces are those who fought us. We need international protection, and we want a place run by Yazidis within the federal government of Iraq.
In local legend, Sinjar Mountain is the final resting place for Noah's Ark, a vessel used to escape from a world-engulfing flood. But for those displaced Yazidis, it hasn't been a safe haven, as they have serious plight to overcome. Meng, CGTN, Mount Sinjar.